Xin chào các bạn, chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với livestream của Pyrelics Gaming. Hôm nay chúng ta cùng xem cái live reveal. Còn khoảng mười mấy phút nữa thì mới bắt đầu. Mình sẽ xem trên Twitch ở đây. 16 phút nữa. Vào game. Warm up một cái. Đi một cái map Tier 16.5. Yeah. Chơi lại cái build mùa trước mình chơi. Mùa trước chơi chưa đã nhưng mà nó đem nó ra mùa mới cho POE 2 rồi, cho nên phải ngưng chơi POE 1 để qua POE 2. Build này chơi sao nhỉ? Oh shit, quên chơi sao rồi? Ông mới vô chết rồi, phải không? Do you play this build again? Build này hình như là phải chờ cái Vault Earthquake này rồi xong mới di chuyển thì phải. Yeah. There you go. There you go. This build. Hello Hòa, hello. Yeah, got the shrine. Không biết là mùa mới có thêm những cái lineage không, phải cái này gọi là gì ta? Blood ascendancy something này, ascendancy what rồi. Bloodline ascendancy is it? Đến hẹn lại lên gì? Cũng ra đúng lịch đó chứ, 4 tháng ra league mới rồi. Rồi mùa trước của P1 là ra hồi tháng 11 đúng không? Và tới giờ là cũng 4 tháng là hợp lý đấy. Giờ là tháng 3 bắt đầu. Up 30 cái oh man, rối quá. Đây có còn là chơi game không vậy? Nó rối không thấy được cái gì luôn. 65 Headhunter stack. Yeah. Mà Headhunter bây giờ nó không có tràn ra màn hình như trước nhỉ? Mới làm video dài xíu nha với chủ tầm chứ đừng con tạc quá. Video tóm tắt mà bạn, tóm tắt mà dài 20 mấy phút thì còn gì là tóm tắt. Cũng dài thì coi cái review cho nó đầy đủ. Tóm tắt thì mình giữ nó dưới khoảng dưới 10 phút thôi, không quá 10 phút. Tóm tắt mà còn dài dòng nữa thì đâu phải là tóm tắt. Nếu mà muốn xem 20-35 phút thì đây, xem cái live react đi. Mình vừa xem mình vừa comment thì đúng vậy rồi. Yes. Oh shit. Killed by the fireball. Thấy dạo này mấy streamer đang nói về cái vụ ground loot nhiều quá hay nói là quái nó không drop gì nhiều. Sao mùa vừa rồi tôi thấy tôi farm mirror nhanh lắm luôn ấy. Chơi chưa được tháng đã farm được mirror rồi. Right, so loot is not a problem I guess. Cái farm map tôi bán farm gì nữa ta? Nhớ là farm map đa số là map crafting, cũng có tự craft đồ. Hình như là ups, nó mạnh vậy. Thì là loot filter tôi nó phải là divine power. Divine power vô lùm divine thôi. Oh no, I got no damage now. Rồi cái build còn lại của mình là cái build này không biết vô chịu nổi không ta. Build này có thể là trâu không đấy. Cái mấy thằng đệ của tôi còn sống không? Yo, hello Kinesis. Nó bỏ cái stack quan player nên PDMF gần như chết touch. Party Magic Find hả? Cái đó thì mấy bác mà chơi chơi nhóm rồi thì mới chết thôi, chứ chơi solo như tôi thì cũng không care lắm. Right, come on, spider. Ouch. Quên bấm mình máu. Nhớ cái map device nó bị near ambush. Tôi toàn ambush trong đây không vậy? Discernment, ambush, Arab. Running on. Up zig nào hết what? Okay, I got off. Ai, lượm cái mirror mang về standard. Standard hình như tôi có 1-2 cái mirror gì vậy? 2 cái. Work vào core, yeah. Work vào core. Work is nice. Mercenary is nice. 8 phút nữa. Standard tôi có 2 mirror. Build this as full spring of Winter Blast. So đem cái mirror kia về nữa là được 3 cái mirror. Mỗi mùa cứ đem một cái mirror về standard nhỉ. Tôi chơi được lên level 100 chỉ có con này thôi sao? 99. Hai con nhân vật level 99. Còn hồi trước chơi cũng nhiều lắm nhưng mà hình như là xóa hết rồi. Pyrelics Gaming level 100, yay. Mùa vừa rồi tôi chơi lên được 96 à. It's so GHN. Thì chơi đi, GA không vui đâu. 7 phút nữa. Yeah, mùa sau hy vọng là Mercenary sẽ comeback. Có Mercenary, đi kiếm Mercenary nó cũng vui, kiểu như nó cho mình kiểu sưu tầm ấy. Nhưng mà phải cho sưu tầm nhiều nhiều hơn xíu chứ, giữ được có 3 con thì ít quá. Yo, hello Khoa. Hy vọng cho trade với Bắc. Ui, yeah, Mirage. So far thì cái QL reveal tôi có xem của mấy streamer khác thì họ nói là sẽ không còn Orb of Horizon, sẽ không còn Harbinger Orb, với lại không còn những cái Kirak mission này. Thì chủ yếu những cái này là đổi map cùng tier, đổi map tăng lên một tier, rồi xong những cái này là đi mission của map, right? So nếu mà ở mùa mới không còn những cái này nữa thì họ nói là sẽ không còn những cái tier của map. So có thể là sẽ có một cái Atlas rework. Nhưng mà cái mình nghĩ thì tier sẽ không bỏ đi đâu. Tại vì bên POE 2 cũng có tier map lên 15 mà, right? Bên đây thì map lên tier 16, 17 luôn rồi. So có thể là sẽ có những cái tiền tệ mới or something, I don't know. Yeah, nhưng mà bỏ Horizon thì quá nhỉ. Khi mà mình làm Atlas có Horizon thì nó cũng sẽ nhanh hơn. Mình ít khi sử dụng Harbinger Orb, nhưng mà Horizon yeah. Đó. Không còn thì xài cái gì nhỉ? Hay là do mấy ông kia đốn mò thôi chứ chắc không mất đâu nhỉ? Who knows, who knows. Theo mình thì mình hy vọng nó không mất. Nhưng mà nếu mà nó mất thì cũng phải cho lại cái gì đó ngon ngon một xíu chứ. Nhưng mà cũng đến lúc POE 1 cũng phải có cái gì đó mới mẻ một chút. Chứ mùa nào cũng như mùa nấy thì chơi nó cũng chán quá, nó dễ quá. Không còn gì khó nữa. Mùa nào cũng cứ League Start chơi Spectre như thế này, kiếm Mirror trong vòng vài tuần thì có dễ. WSD cho POE 1 hả? Nào, no. POE 1 không nên có WSD. Tôi thử chơi tay cầm trên POE 1 này. Cái giao diện của nó, cái UI của nó nhìn kỳ lắm kìa. Vừa rồi tôi chơi tay cầm trên POE 2 thì cũng ok. Yo, hello Kali. Vẫn không quen gọi Han J. I'm just gonna call you Kali. Han. You're called Han now. Vài tuần một mirror mà kêu dễ hả? Ừ, dễ mà. Chứ sao? Ngồi một ngày mười mấy tiếng để mà kiếm vài ngày một mirror à? No thanks bro, I have a life. Mr. Han, ok, Mr. Han. Chưa bạn ơi, free gun ơi. Tuần sau, thứ bảy tuần sau mới mùa mới. Bữa nay là chỉ có live reveal thôi, đang chờ 3 phút nữa là nó trực tiếp nè. Đâu rồi? Ủa, sao cái giờ nó đâu mất rồi? Tắt cái tiếng lên đây. The fuck is wrong with this guy? uh, 1 minute 30 seconds. Let's go. One minute. Hy vọng là có nhiều content một xíu. Có những lúc mà xem cái live reveal mà content nó ít á, hoặc là nó không có gì mới mẻ lắm á, nó thất vọng kìa. Đang thức tới 2 giờ sáng rồi thì hy vọng là cái live reveal nó hay một xíu. Yeah, có Twitch drop. Twitch drop đợt này cũng không đẹp lắm. Twitch drop anh em có thể xem treo máy, hoặc là tôi cứ bấm vào cái Twitch drop của Give Up rồi xong ấy thôi. Nhưng mà livestream chưa bắt đầu cho nên hình như nó chưa hiện lên thì phải. Yeah, I don't see. Chưa kiếm ra được cái Path of Exile. Chờ cái live reveal nó start đi rồi xong có thể là nó sẽ hiện hiển thị lên. Hype. Oi, let's go.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal of Path of Exile Mirage, which is coming out 1 week from now on March 6th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so you'll be able to claim your Mirage weapon effect by following the instructions below. Now, first things first, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile Mirage.
Okay, trailer.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Aphrodite assault our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains, rescue them, and you will be granted a wish.
Basic Mirage mobility items from the Mirage area. With contributed shot less blah blah blah. Thì lên 3 cái nhìn giống như là roguelike vậy ta. Mấy bên đây tôi hay chơi. Tôi cũng đang chơi mấy game roguelike, nó cũng hay thì lên 3 cái như vậy.
We must keep him in the dark.
What the? Immune gems. Ooh, gem mới. Holy Spirit. New unique. Restore weapon. Holy skill. Holy skill. Oh. Exceptional something. Keepers to 4. Memory vault. Reliquarian. Ascendancy mới kìa. And much more. Okay. Mercenary đâu? Sao thấy mercenary? Chắc là chưa có mercenary rồi. Yep.
In today's stream, we'll take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile Mirage, where you'll unravel ancient mysteries, unlock new powerful rewards, and become part of the eons-old story of the Winter Second. There are also significant in-game changes coming alongside Mirage, including a progression of the in-game storyline, a new in-game atlas system, and as always, new rewards to match. After that, we want to talk about the slew of new Holy Templar skills and supports, as well as an additional ascendancy class option added to the Scion.
Explore Shape Region, Discover Memory Vault.
Next, we'll cover our new support packs, and then lastly, have a live Q&A session, where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile game director Mark, as well as game designer Octavian, your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full
It's
patch notes at
quality,
11 a.m.
right.
NZT or 2 p.m. PST.
Reliquarian
So let's get
ascendancy
started.
class.
I'll hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Nhưng mà ít ra có ascendancy
Hi.
mới thì cũng ngon đấy.
I'm Mark Roberts, Game
Đây,
Director
bao
on
giờ đây
Path of
rồi?
Exile. In Path of Exile Mirage, you'll be taking on the Ufarood, a sect of desert-dwelling necromancers who have lingered in the shadows for centuries. They are outcasts of outcasts, with no home or promised land. Instead, they seek their sovereignty
Không có
through darker
mercenary rồi,
means.
Ruby ơi.
The Ufarood have captured the souls of Jinn throughout Rayclast. They are killing them,
Đi,
sapping their
giải
energies
cứu
for
mấy
purposes
con Jinn.
unknown. You must fight your way past the Ufarood's necromantic creations to find the captive Jinn. Here, Varashta, an ancient Marikith sorceress, has been doing what she can to protect the Jinn, but she needs your help to free them. After successfully defeating them, you will then be asked by Varashta to enter the astral realm and break the tether trapping the Jinn there. This gate to the astral realm is a mirage, an imperfect copy of the area around the captured Jinn.
What?
Now,
So yung Scorch,
when we say an imperfect copy, we mean that quite literally. Hold tight, because this leak mechanic has some serious implications for juicing areas. We'll get to that in a moment. Varashta can augment the magic of the Mirage further, as she allows you to enter, giving you the option to choose one of 3 wishes before you do so.
What is your desire?
These wishes are modifiers that will apply to the Mirage area and have some pretty potent outcomes. There are wishes that grant extra rewards, such as the
wisdom
wish for
scroll,
glyphs, which causes all
Ratchet,
portal and
replace
wisdom
monster
scrolls in the
convert
Mirage to instead
equipment
drop
into
as other
gold, form
currencies.
gold mới này.
Or
Mua mouse on
wishes that
area.
will spawn rewarding enemies, such as the Wish for Avarice, which replaces a number of packs in the area with gilded enemies
Cũng không có
that
gì
convert their
quá-
equipment drops
quá
to
ngon.
gold. And wishes that can grant you extreme power while inside the Mirage, such as the Wish for Souls or the Wish for
Players
Godhood,
cannot die.
which allow you to consume the souls of your enemies or make you completely unkillable, while within the Mirage, of course. Each wish is also marked with the sigil of one of 3 powerful Jinn: the Sand Jinn, Fire Jinn, or Water Jinn. Depending on the sigil chosen,
smoke gold,
monsters within the affected Mirage
bronze
will have a
jewel
small
cache.
chance to drop one of 3 new coin currencies: a coin of knowledge, coin of power, or coin of skill. Each of these coins can be used on a
leveled
max
shell.
leveled skill gem, corrupting it and augmenting it with a random support that matches the color of the coin used. Only one skill that is imbued this way can be socketed into a given equipment item at a time, meaning you cannot have 2 imbued skill gems in your body armor, as an example.
Choose what you wish.
Okay.
That's one of the rewards, but let's get back to the area-to-area mechanic.
For you.
Crafting skill gems.
Once you've made your choice of
Vậy được
wish,
thành 7
enter
link
the
hả?
Mirage and fight your way through the monsters and astral hazards to find the tether holding the Jinn. Shatter this
7
chain
link.
to free the
Let's
Jinn,
go.
step by step weakening whatever dark plans the Ufarood may have for Rayclast. Wishes are not the only value a Mirage has to offer to an enterprising exile. As we mentioned earlier, Mirages are an imperfect copy of the area the Jinn occupies in Rayclast, and it will copy almost anything, as long as it's within the domain of the Jinn. Mirages created from an endgame map, for instance, will have all Scarab, Atlas, and map modifiers the area had. Mirages created next to a strongbox will have a new strongbox ready for you to open.
Nhưng mà mình không thích những cái league mechanics mà
Lights can be
phải
defended
qua một cái
again.
khu vực khác như thế này. Chơi đi map nó lâu lắm.
Legions fought once more, and
It's like
so on.
Scorch all over again.
Effectively, you get a portion of your map to play a second time. And
Yep.
everything you did to enhance the content of that map applies in the Mirage
I
too.
don't want to do the map the second
These
time again.
recreated
No.
copies of League mechanics, however, have been warped into reality by the power of the Mirage. And this has some side effects.
Log in,
For
log
one,
in,
a
what the
recreation
hell?
may
I like
not be
this.
perfect. The factions of a Legion may differ from the one the Mirage copied. or the variety of strongboxes may change. More importantly, the mechanic may be empowered, with new threats and rewards that are customized to each mechanic and are only available when doing that mechanic in the Mirage. For example, ultimatums recreated in Mirages will have new threatening modifiers added to the usual pool. Restless Ground can raise slain enemies to fight again, or Quicksand will grasp at your ankles. As a reward for these new threats, Mirage ultimatums can provide the new Sinistral or Dextral catalysts. These catalyze jewelry with increased effect of either prefix or suffix modifiers. As you can imagine, there's a lot of potential here. Another example is that Kalgurin ore recreated in the Mirage has a chance to be replaced by a thaumaturgic hourglass.
Seems to be excited.
A powerful magical device that your Kalgurin friends can mine in order to obtain vast quantities of thaumaturgic dust. Blight encounters recreated in Mirages have one of their lanes replaced by Ufferrude enemies, infested with blight. This lane can reward a new base type, the Cord Belt. The implicit of this belt allows it to be anointed, causing it to grant a passive tree notable of your choosing.
Belt can be anointed? What?
As a quick note, Imprisoned Jinn will generally be near the content they can empower in the Mirages, so you don't need to worry too much about getting lucky with where your content generates in an area. As the campaign doesn't generally contain too much additional League content for the Mirages to empower, we've gone and added a whole bunch that will force spawn near the gym.
Okay, so cái Mirage
so your
này
campaign
nó làm
experience will
cái
double down on being more action-packed and rewarding. Now, of course, if you're traveling through Mirages, encountering new enemies, and slaying them, you can expect to find some new uniques. The Ufferrude are not only torturers, but thieves, and have over the centuries stolen away priceless Maraketh artifacts. Using their powers of rot and disease, they have twisted these items to suit their own purposes. Flesh Render is one such artifact, an ancient and exquisite Maraketh blade that has been tarnished and befouled. Its rusted and jagged edge is perfect for poisoning and withering your enemies. However, Varashta has in her command the power to restore these once lost Maraketh treasures to their former glory. Acquiring a coin of restoration by slaying monsters in Mirages allows any unique obtained from the Ufferrude to be transformed into its Maraketh counterpart, its glorious original form. Flesh Render, for example, transforms into Sky Sunder, the original Maraketh blade that radiates with the glowing heat of the desert sun. When you ignite monsters, Sky Sunder reflects that ignite back to you, which proliferates to nearby enemies in a massive area.
200.
If you meddle with the affairs of the Ufferrude for too long, though, you may draw the ire of the Mirage League's new endgame boss, Suresh of the Weeping Black. Suresh also has a set of powerful, exclusive items, yours for the taking, if you're able to defeat him. So that's the Mirage League. Now, to face all the new evils, you might want some righteous skills, some holy skills. In 3.28, you'll have access to a slew of new options to bring divine devastation and return the faithless to their rightful graves. We're also introducing some supports to go with them, as well as some new transfigured gems. Let's go over a few examples. With Holy Hammers, you slam the ground to call down a Hammer of Justice from the sky. If this hits an enemy, an additional Holy Hammer will cascade forwards, which itself can further cascade, and so forth. Expending a power charge when using the skill will call down an additional 2 hammers, which can also cause cascading slams. The more numerous your foes, the more instruments of holy judgment. Sweep is an old skill. In fact, it is so old that it's one of the very first skills ever implemented in Path of Exile, over 15 years ago. It's been long overdue for some attention. With 3.28, it has been reworked into Holy Sweep. This skill
Holy
converts some of your
sweep.
physical damage to lightning, with shiny new effects to match.
Okay.
Some enemies struck by the initial
So
sweep
shiny.
will have hammers of light batter them from above. These hammers
mùa
cause
sau là
area
mùa
damage when they
melee rồi.
land, so
Mùa trước là
clustered
mùa
enemies are
one, đúng
demolished
không?
by
Mùa-
repeated impacts.
Mùa sắp tới là
When
mùa
successfully
melee rồi.
hitting an enemy with Holy
Còn
Strike,
những chiêu melee
you'll
không?
summon forth a floating holy armament,
Hey,
a
Kali is your
glowing
league.
mace that follows you closely. These
Bên
weapons
Phi
are
thích chơi melee,
minions
còn
and
Phi
will
một
attack
thì
with Holy Strike
không thích chơi
themselves
melee lắm nha.
whenever you do. These holy armaments will copy the stats of your main hand weapon to
Slam
deal their
build.
damage. Stand against your foes with Shield of Light, a retaliation skill which will allow you to unleash a cone of holy light upon enemies after blocking a hit with your shield. Additional cones of light will also pour forth from your nearby allies when you hit with the skill, allowing you to recruit your holy army to create purging light.
Army? Did he say
Divine Blast
army?
emits a beam of holy light from your
Minions?
shield, coalescing into a hovering ball of energy. A few moments later, this unstable orb bursts, exploding outward with divine power. Hallow supports melee attacks, causing them to inflict a new debuff,
Oh,
Hallowing
carrying
Flame.
Golem.
Hallowing Flame builds up as charges on enemies, getting consumed when attacked. Consuming a stack of Hallowing Flame gives the attack that consumed it a significant amount of extra fire damage, but only those who did not inflict the Hallowing Flame are able to consume it. Perfect for those of you who enjoy a more supportive playstyle with your army of Holy Sentinels. Or friends, when they're online. We've also added sources of this debuff to a number of other places, such as unique items, cluster jewels,
Hollywood.
and the Guardian Ascendancy class. We also have
Okay.
another batch
Cái đó
of
phải đọc
new
phải. Em
transfigured
đọc không kịp.
gems, with many of these being variants for gems which previously
New
had none.
transfigured gems.
One example is the Shockwave Totem of Authority, which casts its higher damage dealing Nova at your location instead of its own. You might also enjoy Orb of Storms of Squalls. These storms warp directly to targets when you use lightning skills, and arc lightning upon doing so. This gives you a mobile storm of destruction that follows you as you dive into battle.
Okay.
We'll leave the rest of the transfigured skills for you to comb through in the patch notes. Speaking of the patch notes, as always, we love to shake up the meta, so we've done a bunch of balance adjustments to a few other things as well, such as a pass on bloodline classes, expanded the passives available to the Templar section of the passive tree, and various improvements to existing holy themed skills such as Static Strike, Holy Flame Totem, and Dominating Blow. We're also doing our usual improvement to some of the
Chắc
least
là phải
played
Lickstart
ascendancy
Templar thôi
classes,
nhỉ?
this time with a focus on Guardian
Lickstart ông già.
and Warden. Speaking of ascendancies, let's talk about the Scion and
Yes,
her
Scion.
new Reliquarian ascendancy class.
Oh,
For those that have
Scion.
played the Legacy of Frisia events, this class will seem familiar. The Reliquarian is a learned Scion that has studied history at the Oriath Academy. She is a part of a secret society of Oriathans, dedicated to collecting and discerning the strange properties of unique items. All of her passive powers come from these unique items, found from throughout Rayclast. After ascending, first select the power of a unique armor. Victario's influence increases the level of all your auras and gives them a much larger area of effect. Or instead, take Kilowava's Bluster, giving you a chance to have extreme elemental resistance
Oh.
against incoming hits.
Pretty unique.
Next, pick from a unique weapon power.
Unique weapon.
Widow Hail greatly increases the bonuses gained from your quiver.
Honestly.
Or
Beaver.
Martyr's Teaching, which causes your minions' critical strike chance with attacks to be equal to your main hand weapons.
What?
Lastly, pick your crown jewel,
Oh, never mind.
a
Lickstart
unique
Scion.
jewelry power.
Pretty unique.
Astral Projector causes Nova spells to cast from enemies rather than from yourself. Or take Astramentus, simply giving you a huge boost to all your attributes. Due to all the ways you can mix and match unique powers, the Reliquarian has more flexibility in how you build it compared to any other ascendancy class in the game. Our plan going forward is for the Reliquarian to not be a static ascendancy class, and between each expansion, the unique powers which are offered will change.
Oh, what?
If you don't like what she offers this expansion, hopefully she'll have the power of your favorite unique item in the next one.
Nice.
Time to move on to the endgame.
Mỗi mùa thì những cái unique nó sẽ đổi.
With this expansion, we are aiming to liven up the endgame, giving players new experiences, strategies to leverage, and streamlining or removing the more frustrating tasks.
Nhưng thì mạnh đấy, nhưng mà content không có gì để chơi
Extensive
hết.
changes will be coming to the Atlas and how you engage with maps,
Mechanics mùa mới
without
thì...
interfering with the beloved core experience that has made mapping so successful.
In the last few endgame updates, you experienced Zana's story. How she helped defeat the Elder, tried to stop exiles from going mad in the Atlas,
Zana's back.
and faced new threats pouring forth from it. In the most recent expansion, she eventually realized that there was only one way forward: to destroy the Atlas. Zana's recent actions have now weakened the already strained and tattered edges of its realities, reshaping how we interact with the Atlas entirely.
To explain how this changes your interactions with the Atlas, we first want to establish some context while having a bit of a trip down memory lane.
27 expansions ago, back in Path of Exile 3.1.0, the War for the Atlas, we had a mechanic on the Atlas where the Shaper and Elder were engaged in war. This manifested as influence regions on the Atlas that affected specific maps. The ever-changing influence regions made the Atlas feel more like a physically connected space, rather than just a fancy way of visualizing a checklist of completed maps. However, one of the main frustrations with this mechanic was that you constantly needed many different specific maps in order to manipulate the influenced regions.
We realized we'd love to again have mechanics that manifest physically on your Atlas, but we'd have to address the issue of always needing those specific maps.
The first major change we'll be making to solve this is divorcing map items from specific areas. As an example, instead of having a Mesa map, you will now find, say, a Tier 10 map. To open a Mesa map now, just locate and select Mesa on your Atlas, put in your map item, click activate, and you're good to go.
POE 2 is here. Nhưng mà thay vì một cái bản đồ
Mesa
kia
may
thì...
drop a
Ok,
tier
cái này
11
dễ
map.
nhìn hơn.
You can then immediately return
It's
to your
not
map
endless.
device, which will default to the last map run, and then run it again. Or choose a new map to use it on. It's your choice.
Ok, nó như là Waystone rồi. Ok. Đi hai đêm qua.
This is one of the many benefits to this change, which is that if you're the type of player who enjoys chaining the same map over and over, or the type of player who prefers to jump around, it is equally easy to do either strategy or even switch between them at a moment's notice. For example, if one day you're farming burial chambers, hoping to eventually get a headhunter from divination cards, and you decide you need a change of rhythm, you can seamlessly swap to your boss farming Atlas tree and spam Mesa for peak boss killing efficiency.
Như thế này thì bỏ cái
Up until
Overration
now,
thì...
this would have required having some Mesa maps stashed, setting all your favorite maps to Mesa, or doing a whole bunch of trading. You'll also notice that the structure of the Atlas has changed. If you haven't played in a while, here's a look at it before and after.
Yeah, không còn favorite nữa. Yep.
You will now begin at the center of the Atlas, with each corner housing one of 4 Voidstone slots. In addition, all content accessed from your map device now exists physically on the Atlas, so you can see everything available in the endgame as you reveal the Fog of War. This also means that all unique maps are now present on the Atlas, including some old favorites that are appearing for the first time. Don't worry though, you don't need to complete Hall of Grandmasters every league. You now gain 1 Atlas skill point per unique map completed, up to a maximum of 10. Given there are around 20 unique maps, you only need to complete the half you want. if you can get your hands on them. Note, you aren't losing any Atlas skill points. These have been moved to new places, and actually, you can get more than before.
Nightmare, Maven.
Due to
Nightmare,
Zana's
what is
actions,
Nightmare?
Egan now has a new goal and is determined to stop Zana's destruction by making use of a mysterious new discovery, Arcane astrolabes. Zana is currently traversing the threads that weave the Atlas together, severing them. With these new astrolabes, Egan is able to trace her movement, but using them causes dangerous side effects. When you use an astrolabe on a map on the Atlas, a shaped region will manifest itself in that quadrant, affecting many of the maps within it. There are many different kinds of astrolabes, and they apply different types of shaped regions. For example, an abyssal region, which causes all the maps to have an additional abyss, or a blighted region, which adds a blight encounter.
Blight. Oh, okay. Extends back.
Completing the content added by the astrolabe will remove the shaped region's influence from that map. Upon doing so, every other map remaining in the shaped region will gain an additional modifier. This means as you progress through the shaped region, maps you run will become more and more intense, with the relevant mechanic getting more and more juiced. Finally, at the end of the region of maps, once you have successfully rid the Atlas of the shaped region, Egan will take you to one of 4 memory vaults, where there are powerful rewards to be had. He cares only for the knowledge hidden within that vault, so any items are yours for the
đầu
taking.
năm họ sẽ có thay đổi về
Each
cái
vault
Atlas
is
như thế này.
associated with a
Hồi trước
specific
là thêm
quadrant on the
thay đổi về
Atlas,
Atlas cho Zana.
so you're able to target a certain vault if you're wanting to try get a specific type of reward. One such vault is the Archon's Vault,
Vậy thì còn
where you'll
những
be
cái unique
rewarded
map
with powerful unique items.
như là Elder map rồi Shaper map
Or
rồi thì sao
the
nhỉ?
Zealot's Vault, to acquire
happened to
valuable
those?
currency items. This new shaped region system is one that promotes running many different
Không còn
maps.
form Shaper
But for players that want to
Elder
engage with this new system while still wanting to run the same map over and over again, the synthesized stability
map
keystone on the Atlas tree enables exactly that. With all the new endgame changes, we thought it would be also good to mention some handy tips and tricks for quickly navigating the new Atlas.
Phải chơi rồi mới nhớ chứ xem
When
qua
using the
không
map
nhớ.
device, the Atlas defaults to your previously run map. So running the same map over and over is as few clicks as possible.
Map Blight
You
rồi
can
nữa.
right-click unique maps or map fragments in your inventory to automatically open your Atlas to that location with the map already placed and ready to run. When you select a special area that requires multiple items, such as to fight at Zeri or open the domain of timeless conflict, if you have the fragments to access that in your inventory, it will automatically add them to the map device in the right spot.
Ủa vậy.
That's the core of the new endgame. But there's a lot more endgame
Hoặc là
changes coming in
sẽ có-
3.28.
Nếu mà Blight thì
Let's
sẽ có một
blast through them.
cái Waystone trong Blight như vậy. Maybe.
Over the last few expansions, we've been working on streamlining the mapping experience. And we wanted to continue to minimize busy work so you can spend more time doing what you love, killing monsters
Look
and
at
getting
that.
loot.
Loot.
To that end, we've made a number of changes. We won't get into too much detail,
Ground loot
but here's a
buff?
quick summary of
Hay
what
sao
you can
mà
expect
rất
to have
loot như vậy?
received adjustment.
Look at that.
We've removed
No
cartographer's
filter.
chisels and map device crafts entirely. The loss of content and loot here has been compensated for in other places. Voidstones now grant special global bonuses while socketed on your Atlas, including adding the new Originator Voidstone, which enables specific Atlas bosses to drop exceptional supports. We'll elaborate more on that in the next section. T17 maps as you know it have effectively been removed.
No!
The bosses have been kept around, and they better fulfill their original purpose
Không
of being a
còn map
gateway
17
to
nữa.
target
No!
farm uber pinnacle bosses. The most
người thì vui
annoying
nhưng mà
modifiers on
no.
originator maps have
Isn't
been
team right?
removed or replaced. No more getting turned into a slug for simply using skills. and no more will you be incapable of dealing damage periodically.
Yay! Hai mod tao bỏ, yes.
Petal skills and
I hate
originator
those
maps have been removed. However, some of their effects are now available from the altars and memory threads. Memory tears, instead of adding a memory thread to your atlas, will now drop an itemized version of that thread, allowing you to save it for later or trade it at your leisure.
Okay.
We've added new scarabs, such as this Expedition Scarab of Infusion, which can generate some truly tempting logbooks.
Or implicit logbooks.
And for those of you looking to take on the ultimate one-on-one fight, the Anarchy Scarab of the Exceptional will place a true antagonist-level rogue exile threat in your map, empowered by every type of wildwood wisp, possessed by a tormented spirit, augmented with rare monster modifiers, and affected by a shrine. This exile is not to be trifled with. Alongside that, we've also changed some, such as the Beyond Scarab of Resurgence, which now causes all 3 Beyond bosses to appear when a Beyond boss would spawn in your map.
Nhiều cái chi tiết nhỏ
On top
như
of
này
that,
tôi không biết tôi
we've
bắt
made
sao luôn.
improvements to a number of weak Atlas Tree passives, such as Pillage and Plunder, which now grants a chance for items dropped by Syndicate members to have a Fractured Veiled mod. Check out the new The Paths Not Taken Keystone, which means your maps on average will drop twice as many divination cards. But which ones can drop will be a mystery. And last but not least, we've also made some changes to King's March shipping, such as we've swapped the rewards given by sending ore and crops. I wonder what this new port will send back. Ports will now give more rewards for favoured resources, and you can even re-roll them for gold, if they're not offering what you're after.
You can re-roll?
Specific ports will now reward specific tattoos and rune grafts, making it easier to target the ones you want. Not to mention, the Kalgurans have discovered several new powerful rune grafts for you to get your hands on, such as the Rune Graft of Fury, which causes you to gain rage on using a life flask, and the Rune Graft of Resurgence, which causes Arcane Surge to also grant life regeneration. We mentioned earlier about the Originator Voidstone enabling access to exceptional supports. So let's get into that, as there's a decent amount to cover. After defeating the incarnations of Fear, Neglect, and Dread, you will obtain the Originator Voidstone. As mentioned earlier, this Voidstone allows new, exceptional support gems to drop from many bosses across the Atlas. These new supports are an improvement over the old Awakened support system, which is being phased out. Awakened supports have long been a capstone investment for a character, but there's existed a gulf between the more interesting ones, such as Awakened Spell Cascade, which has some additional transformative effect, as opposed to some of the simpler Awakened supports, which just have slightly higher numerical values. Exceptional supports will all be transformative, serving as an additional late-game tool to customize your build around, and extending character customization and creation even later into a build's life.
Okay.
One of the goals here is to provide interesting build choices even at later levels and deep into the endgame. However, we are certainly not aiming to reduce top-end player power with these changes. Exceptional supports will still be super strong. If used well, they will catapult your character even further than before. So, how many are there, and what exactly do they do? There are over 40 new exceptional supports to discover, adding additional enticing drops to bosses that may otherwise have felt not as worthwhile to run, giving players extra reason to take on those challenges. For instance, from the King in the Mists, we have the Hex Toad support. This support creates areas of swampy cursed ground, which spawns toads that bounce towards enemies and then explode, dealing chaos damage. From the Uber Elder, we have the Void Storm support, which causes your raining attacks to create celestial storms of energy that grow over time, detonating as you approach for massive damage. Defeating the incarnation of Neglect may win you the Frost Mage support. Similar to the existing Archmage support, you are rewarded for stacking mana to enhance your spells with extraordinary cold damage.
Minus stacking
We'll tease
back.
some more of these before launch, but there will be many, many more for you to discover. Keepers of the Flame is coming back. However, we do know that many players have issues with the walls in Hive encounters. In order to address these concerns, we'll be making a number of changes.
No more walls.
One of the biggest problems is that walls would block your projectiles, meaning that when a hive randomly spawned in your map, it would make it harder to clear. In order to prevent that, walls and hive encounters will now be destroyed by any damage. But we also wanted to make sure we reduce the visual clutter they cause. Hives and their walls are now smaller. To allow players to engage with hive encounters quicker when they do want to help Aelith, we've added a new Atlas passive which drastically increases the detonation area of unstable burrows, causing them to reliably chain react and destroy the majority of remaining walls. For those who don't want to deal with the walls at all, there's now a pair of keystones that allow you to block hive encounters or unstable breaches, if you want. Now that this is a core league, we don't want you to have to grow your Genesis tree from scratch on every league start. So now, each Wombgift slot is already usable by default, and access to the Monastery of the Keepers will be gained by finding Aelith starting in Act 6 Mudflats.
Act 6 we call it? Okay.
Now with Atlas Tree and Scarab support, you can have multiple unstable breach encounters active in a single area, for maximum ruckus. Speaking of Atlas Tree and Scarab support, we've added plenty. Here are a few examples. The Massing Forces Atlas notable grants a chance to have additional unstable breaches in your maps. The Breach Scarab of the Marshal guarantees a breach boss or hive fortress, while the Breach Scarab of the Incensed Swarm replaces all of Aelith's skills with Enrage the Hive, increasing the difficulty and reward from hive monsters in all subsequent waves. Graft items will no longer exist, but we've moved several of the graft skills to new exceptional supports, such as the Hiveborn support, which summons an army of breach minions to do your bidding when you use a supported offering skill, and the Foul Grasp support, which calls forth a field of grasping breach hands when you recall brands, exploding for heavy lightning damage when enemies approach them.
Oh, run build, okay.
We're looking forward to seeing how these improvements and additions are received, alongside a lot of what Keepers also has to offer, from the new bosses and their bloodline, through to the Genesis tree and its many different crafting options, like Foulborn Uniques. Also with its new narrative, we look forward to extrapolating on all of this and learning more about Aelith, the Hiveborn, and its Breach Lords in the future.
That covers all the new content we're adding, and that was a lot. From a new endgame system, several new reward types, new ways to juice maps, all of which you can double up in the new Mirage League, and all that alongside a suite of new holy skills, a new ascendancy class, and an insane amount of new character customization in the endgame. However, an important part of Path of Exile expansions is making sure there is a continued effort to improve quality of life. So let's get into that now.
You can now favorite trades on the currency exchange. This consists of selecting 2 currencies that you want to be able to trade between with a single click, and setting them as a favorite trade. Favorite trades will appear by default on opening the currency exchange, and will still auto-suggest a ratio based on recent trade data. A further improvement to the currency exchange is the ability to open and interact with your stash while you have the exchange window open. Now, when trading in a full set of divination cards, it will automatically be handed in to become the resultant item. If you then turn in another set immediately, the reward from the previous set will be transferred to your inventory directly, assuming there's enough free space to do so. Labyrinth font crafts that previously gave a random transfigured gem now allow you to choose which transfigured gem of that type you'd like to receive. The asynchronous trade item sale history is now hoverable, with full item descriptions of the sold item. When using Divine Orbs, you can now tell exactly which modifiers can be randomized.
Yeah.
The ritual icon will now glow if you've got significant unspent tribute in an area and all rituals are complete. And a pop-up will appear after the final ritual completion. Also on the topic of ritual, you can now quick use vessels on completed rituals. Have you ever tried to click a divine shrine, surrounded by enemies, and find it extremely difficult to click? Well, shrines now take priority over monsters when clicking in an area they overlap. Since 3.24, we've been looking to add new ways to improve the campaign experience, and 3.28 is no different. This patch, we've added over 20 landmark rooms throughout the campaign, scattered across all 10 acts. Some of these reward some pretty useful stuff, so keep an eye out for the new and unexpected rooms, side passages, chests, and encounters as you progress throughout Rayclast. We want most of these to be a surprise, but we'll show you just one. There is now a small central island in the Karui fortress, all inhabitants of which will drop a basic tattoo when slain. Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs. The Curator of Wisdom and Iron Incarcerator packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way.
Pay for insurance.
The Curator of Wisdom series of supporter packs contains 7 exclusive microtransactions. The Travelling Wisdom back attachment has all the necessary tools you may require to chronicle your journey, complete with a helpful rat friend. These chronicles will activate their magic upon identifying items, and will track the number of items identified of each rarity.
Okay.
Just hover the item, or link it in chat to show it off. The Acquired Wisdom unique finisher effect summons an ancient scroll that consumes unique enemies and the knowledge they hold. Most exiles would struggle carrying piles of scrolls while travelling Rayclast, but the Grand Curator of Wisdom armor set is perfect for the adventurous scholar. Any expert curator knows that scrolls hold more than just knowledge, they also hold power. As you cast spells, the scrolls attached to the armor will burn away, before rematerializing shortly after. It also features a series of helmet variations, so you can get precisely the look you're after. Summon your Scroll Shaper familiar pet to follow alongside you. This creature is formed from folded magical texts, and can shapeshift between different forms. You can think of this as having multiple pets in one. It can fold into a fox, and then even burn away, reforming into a flying bird. This series of packs also contains the Scroll Portals, jumbo-sized versions of the Scroll of Wisdom and Portal Scroll that you can make a quick retreat through. A supreme catalogue of knowledge can't remain in one place for too long and risk being pillaged by thieves. The Titan Apex Hideout features a colossal titan who carries your base of operations atop their shoulders, constantly moving through a boundless desert. The Iron Incarcerator pack also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Incarcerator's Restraints back attachment features stockades that were used to immobilize prisoners by binding them to the earth as they were tortured for their wrongdoings. Shackles envelop your choice of torturing device when using the Chains of the Incarcerator weapon effect. These chains shatter into links as you batter enemies. Make your way through Rayclast as a walking penitentiary, intimidating your enemies with the elite Iron Incarcerator armor set. After a long day of tracking down criminals, step into the Iron Maiden portal to retreat to your torture chamber. It acts as a great deterrent for would-be intruders. This peculiar creature was a favourite amongst incarcerators. They would be sent into the midst of prison riots to mesmerise and control the toughest of minds. Use their talents to charm other players' pets, causing them to abandon their owners and follow in line behind you instead.
chắc là sẽ
at
chơi
least until it
một
wears
trong những
off.
cái build
What better
holy
way to
skill.
execute prisoners when your
Skill
torturing
holy
has
mới.
depleted their value?
Để mà league start.
Harvest their souls to fuel this map device, condemning them to eternal incarceration.
League start ông già chắc cũng nhiều
Your
đấy.
kills within
Nhưng
the
mà
map
những
are
cái chiêu đó
also
nó mạnh nha.
recorded based on the rarity of
Chứ
the
nếu
monster.
mà nó không mạnh thì
You can choose to pin an execution session that you're satisfied with on
Karen
this
Golem
miniature
come back.
leaderboard, which is displayed for all that dare enter your hideout.
yeah, Karen Golem league start.
Additionally, all microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2. Thank you so much for your ongoing support.
Yeah. Cái này đẹp hơn này.
We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, we'll post the full patch notes for Path of Exile Mirage
Yep.
at 11 a.m. New Zealand time, 2 p.m. Pacific. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news.
Ok, sau cuộc phỏng vấn với Ziggy thì sẽ có patch note. Anh em đi ngủ đi, sáng có patch note thôi. Tổng hợp tóm tắt một xíu về cái buổi live reveal này thì theo mình thấy thì cái league mechanics thì nó cũng giống như Scorch lúc trước. Đi map thì phải qua một khu vực khác rồi đi một lần rồi xong phải đi lại cái map. Mình không thích Scorch cho nên cái league mechanics này mình cũng sẽ không thích. Về content cho map thì sẽ không còn những cái tier map như thế này nữa, nó sẽ chuyển qua thành giống như là Waystone bên POE 2 thì cái đó nó sẽ tiện hơn rất là nhiều. Nó sẽ đổi qua thành 4 khu vực thì mình phải còn tìm hiểu về những cái gọi là gì nhỉ, Waystone, nhưng mà nếu mà đi không phải Waystone, Voidstone chứ không phải Waystone nha, Voidstone. Còn những cái map như là Waystone đi thì nếu nó giống như PO2 thì mình giết con boss của cái map đó rớt ra thêm 2 cái thì đi nó cũng sẽ dễ thôi. Nếu là bây giờ không còn Horizon nữa thì hy vọng là cứ giết boss của map thì nó rớt ra thêm 2 map thì cứ như vậy thì sẽ dễ sustain, right? Yep. Map. Yeah. Về cái Atlas mới thì theo mình thấy thì cũng hay đấy. Về những chiêu mới, về ascendancy mới của Sion cũng rất là đáng để mà trải nghiệm. Về những cái holy skill, những cái exceptional support gems, cái đó thì mình exceptional mình thấy nó cũng như là cái giữa exceptional là cái giữa của những cái bình thường với lại cái awaken. Theo mình thấy thì cái chỉ số của nó thấp hơn awaken thì phải. Để coi lại coi. Yeah. What else? Không còn favorite, không còn voice on, so we don't need to go service for that as much. Chắc là vẫn phải đi service voice stone này. Mình đã quen với cách đi Atlas này rồi. Bây giờ nó đổi thì không biết nó có dễ hơn hay là nó có gây khó chịu hơn hay không. Cái đó phải chơi rồi mới trải nghiệm mới biết được. Yeah. So things to get excited about. Những cái mà mình muốn sẽ trải nghiệm đó là những cái chiêu thức mới. Chắc là sẽ chơi Sion. Thấy Sion có những cái unique ok đấy. Để coi thử là những cái unique đó là gì. Có thể là người ta sẽ league start Sion nhiều đấy. Bởi vì cái ascendancy mới đó, right? Thấy cho đồ unique ascendancy, những cái stats cũng ngon đấy. Ví dụ như là cái nó cho tăng 100% effect của Quiver, right? Ai mà chơi Sion cung đi thì yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe lightning arrow or eye shot. Bên PO2 mới là lightning arrow chứ. Bên đây thì lúc trước người ta hay chơi eye shot. What else? Cũng có thể chơi minions với lại Sion, right? Yeah, excited for Sion. Yeah, ngoài ra thì cũng cái mechanics thì cũng so hy vọng là sẽ đủ hấp dẫn để chơi cho đến tháng 5. Rồi xong tháng 5 thì sẽ ra mùa mới cho POE 2. Content mùa mới cái league mechanics mình thấy không hay lắm. But hy vọng là mình sai. Nhìn lúc đầu nhìn thì nó giống như Scorch vậy á. Nhưng mà hy vọng là mình sẽ kết hợp nó lại với lại một cái league mechanics mà đang có hiện tại. Tại vì cái league mechanics mới này á, nó sẽ làm những cái league mechanics hiện tại thay đổi đi một chút và nó sẽ mạnh hơn. Yeah. So hy vọng là có thể kết hợp cái league mechanics đó với lại một cái league mechanics hiện tại. Maybe Legion hoặc là Bridge hoặc là thường mình thích đi cái gì ta, Strongbox. Thường mình đi Strongbox. Yeah, hopefully it's good. Ultimatum nữa. Đi Ultimatum nhiều lắm. Một map đi được 2 lần Ultimatum. Yeah. Should be good. Ok, rồi. Còn 3 giờ sáng rồi, đi ngủ thôi anh em. Sáng dậy xem patch note nó như thế nào. Hy vọng là có một cái league một cái league starter mới á. Chơi mình chơi con nhện này mấy mùa cũng chán rồi. Hy vọng là có một cái build gì mới đó để trải nghiệm chứ. Mùa nào cũng nhện hết. Thì chán quá. Ok, bye Ruby. Hẹn em ngày mai mình xem lại cái buổi livestream xong mình sẽ tóm tắt ha. Có những cái nhỏ không biết tóm tắt sau đây. But yeah. Lúc làm rồi thì nó sẽ dễ thôi. Rồi, chúc anh em ngủ ngon nha. Bye bye. Ngủ sâu melee, yeah. I hate melee. Có minions thôi. Hoặc là chơi spell maybe. Who knows. Ok, thế nha. Chúc anh em ngủ ngon. Bye bye.